I want to do this podcast on a book review that I've written today called Care of the Soul. I was inspired to write about this book from reading an article on LinkedIn, which is about coaching with compassion. And for me, coaching with compassion is so important. On my LinkedIn profile, which is Eileen Hutchinson, and my website, which is www.eileenhutchinson.com, I write about book reviews as I recommend many books and reading materials to my coachees. And as such, I like to share these books, articles, and sometimes videos with my audience and with you too. So having had the inspiration, I thought I would actually build on the work of Thomas More, and I reviewed a book last month by him called The Dark Night of the Soul. But I want to explore and touch in this podcast on his book, Care of the Soul, as this book is a must for anyone wanting to coach with compassion. When I first studied counselling many years ago, I read Care of the Soul by Thomas More. And now, as a qualified coach who also trains others to become a life or management coach, I recommend many books to my students to read. And this month, it is Care of the Soul. I have to say, I'm thrilled at last that modern behavioural psychology has explored the existence of the human soul. I believe to coach with compassion, you need to embrace the whole person, i.e., their mind, their body, and most importantly, their soul. For me, only by looking deeply inward to the soul can a person discover the essential components for coping with life's problems and issues. Only by accepting who you really are can you start the process of healing. The soul is at the center and at the very core of every human being. It is the only way to look more deeply into emotional issues that you may find yourself in. The soul is beyond the reach of rational inquiry as it is seeking for truth, an investigation of the inner self. Of course, one will need to address areas of love, hate, jealousy, envy, depression, or failure, which we all have gone through at some point in our journey in life. However, when we face our inner demons, we also face our shadow side, and we can learn to embrace our mistakes and learn from them if we get the right help and support. We can then use these mistakes as a platform to enable us to live the life that we want to live. The ways to explain the workings of the soul are explored in Thomas More's book, Care of the Soul. More uses metaphors to illustrate the universal truths about human triumphs and sufferings. In this book, More empowers us to unravel the mysteries of life in a way that rational inquiry cannot. By examining the symbolic way a person's relationship to the world functions, you can move towards a profound sense of acceptance and understanding. This way of working needs to be done with compassion, as without compassion, the environment of self-acceptance cannot be created. To reach the level of awareness of the soul, one must accept its existence. This entails a journey deep towards the center of self. The voyage of self-discovery may be uncomfortable, but is crucial. It is a journey that many people have taken. Metaphors and fables can give us the opportunity to explore who we are, and the book gives us insight into this area too. For me, the book Care of the Soul offers us an opportunity to really learn how to coach with compassion. But we must have compassion for ourselves before we can offer compassion to others. The overview of the book looks more deeply into how you can have fulfilling life experiences. So Thomas More's book, Care of the Soul, is a bestseller which has sold over 1 million copies. It is a powerful and uplifting book that offers a new way of thinking about daily life, its problems, and its creative opportunities. Care of the Soul helps you to look more deeply into emotional problems and to appreciate sacredness in ordinary things. Real friends, satisfying conversations, fulfilling work, and experiences that stay in the memory and touch the heart. Thomas More draws on his own life as a therapist, practicing care of the soul. His studies of the world's religions, his teachings of Jungian psychology and art therapy, and his work in music and art have created this inspirational guide that examines the connection between spirituality and the problems of individuals and society. Thomas More was born on the 8th of October 1940 in Michigan. He is an American psychotherapist, former monk, and writer of popular spiritual books, including this New York Times bestseller, Care of the Soul. He writes and lectures in the fields of psychology, mythology, and imagination. For me, I always look forward to each new book by Thomas More, knowing that he can be counted upon to offer fresh meanings discovered through the depths of experience, which are expressed in sublime language. To coach with compassion is really about learning to have compassion for yourself. I've been coaching now for over 12 years, 15 years, and I've been actually training others to coach for about 10 years. I get supervision and I supervise others too in the coaching industry. And I'm always humbled by the responses I get from coaches who I work with. But I have to say, the training and supervision I have received from my supervisors has enabled me to be humble and has enabled me to be brave, to move forward and to coach with compassion. If you'd like to learn more about my work, my website is www.eileenhutchinson.com. And if there's one book you read this year, may I suggest that you read Care of the Soul by Thomas More. Until next time, thank you.
Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to experiment and see how that goes on YouTube. Thank you.